Hi, I'm Mark Posner from the Cypress College Public Information Office. Welcome to this edition of the At Cypress channel. All right, joined this morning by Coach Scott Pickler. Coach, thank you for joining me on basically no notice here.
That's all right.
But we heard yesterday that our star alum, Trevor Hoffman, has thrown his last major league pitch.
Yeah. I talked to Trevor last week, and he said he thought he was going to be done. He said he was contemplating staying in the game if somebody wanted him, but he wasn't sure if there was enough bullets left in the gun to keep going. And one heck of a career the young man had.
Tell me, and I know you guys have been close, tell me your recollections of Trevor here and kind of over the years.
He was, in high school he was a better basketball player than he was a baseball player. Played for Tom Gregory at Savannah High School and knew the family well, knew Glenn, his older brother. And we recruited him here and said, hey, I think your future, you're 6'2", guard, and I don't think there's a future there. There might be a future with what your brother's done in baseball. Glenn, who's playing for the Boston Red Sox, and Trevor was a shortstop also when he came here. And his work ethic and everything that he did here was amazing. He was quite a special player for us. He went to the University of Arizona as a shortstop, played in the minor leagues as a shortstop, and then when he got done, it was special here. He had a good arm when he pitched for us. He played shortstop. He had a great arm. Pitched for us one day here and got shelled, and we said, no, we'll keep you at shortstop. So he went through the minor leagues. He was all league here. He was all league at Arizona, drafted as a shortstop, didn't hit enough, and somebody had the smarts to put him on the mound and let him pitch, and the rest is history from there for the boy and what he did and what he accomplished.
I think that, my recollection anyway, is pretty unusual to see someone change a position that late in their career, especially something specialized like that. But I think it tells you a little bit about the kind of athlete he is.
The athlete, a very good athlete, very, very good high school basketball player. To play shortstop at the college level and major college level, you got to be a good athlete. But more than athleticism was his work ethic. Unbelievable why he had such a long career, his work ethic and how he approached things. Young man that had fun off the field, fun on the field, but when it was time to work, his work ethic was second to none.
I look around the outfield fence here, and his is not the only picture behind us on the wall. I think 15 major leaguers, if I remember correctly, somewhere pushing 100 professional players have come out of your program here. Did you have a sense back then that he was destined to go on and play Major League ball?
You know what? Out of the 15 guys that are on the wall behind us that played Major League Baseball, if when they stepped on our field, if there was 2 of them that I thought would play in the big leagues, it would have been a lot. And everybody that was up there, it came down to work ethic. It came down to their mentality and things like that, and that's what separated him from other people, is work ethic.
Tell me a little bit about the scholar part of the scholar athlete or the student athlete, because I know that that's something that's essential to you and your program here.
We've been lucky there. We make it important. The classroom here, we've won the award in the state for the last 4 years on the highest GPA as a team. And I think if you make it important, they'll make it important. We've been pretty proud of the graduation rate that we've had out of here and the kids that have moved on to the D1 level and gotten their degrees. I can tell you numerous stories of kids that they were the first person in their family tree to get their college degree. And it's no different than the kids that get it done in the classroom. Usually the same guys that have a good enough work ethic in the classroom have it on the baseball field also.
Yeah, obviously as a college professor, not just a coach, that part of you, it's important to you, but how do you underscore that with them? And obviously you have to have a certain grade level to be able to play, but not to the level that your players have that grade point level.
It's who we recruit and who we bring into this program. It's got to be important to them. They're student athletes. They're not just athletes. If they want to just play baseball, go play professional baseball. We talk about getting to that next level, and that apple at the end of the thing that's there that hey, I want to go play at Arizona State. I want to go play at UCLA. I want to, I got to do what's right in the classroom to get to that next level. And we've been very successful sending kids to the D1 level and reaching their dreams,
And then I want to ask you about family, because it's something I noticed with you. Your brother's here, your father's involved with the college, but it's something that also really struck me when Trevor recorded his 600 save. There he is, kissing his boys on the ball field.
We talk about, everything today because Trevor's retiring, about his 601 saves, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame and what he did. I think he's a better dad than he was a relief pitcher. I mean, he and I have talked about his kids many, many times. That's the first thing he wants to talk about. Went down to a game in San Diego. Trev told me to wait for him till after the game. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going home." He said, "Come on with me. We're going to go watch my son." He was 9 years old at the time. We sat out in left field away from all the other parents. And he said, "You know what, Pick? I'm more nervous now than I was when I had the ball in the ninth inning today getting a save." We went back to his house afterwards, and all the talk at the dinner table, nothing about what Trev did that day. It was all about the kids. The kids didn't even know he got a save that day. Very special, taking his kids to the park. He'd take one just about every day in the summer to the park. They were so well behaved. Just a great family man. That comes from his mom and dad, Mickey and Ed. They were just special people. He didn't act like anybody owed him something. When he came to play for us here, he barely had a car, barely had enough money to go get lunch. He's kept that work ethic. He's kept that humbleness about him. Just a special person. You hear about baseball players today, and they think they deserve something. He earned everything that he had, and he's very humble in the way he approached things. They even asked him, I think, and in fact I'm pretty sure of this, that they asked him to sign a one-day contract and come back and pitch, opening day, or come back and be honored on opening day. And to the point where he says, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take a spot away from some rookie that gets to be there for opening day." He really has it in the perspective of the game and teammates. And you talk to anybody that was around him in Major League Baseball, what a great teammate he was. It was all about winning. It wasn't about his contracts. It wasn't about this. He was the first guy to the yard every day. He'd get to the yard at 3 o'clock and put his work in. He's what baseball should be about.
I know there's talk that he'll assume a position with the Padres. Certainly we've seen him around here. Do you expect to see him on campus more?
We'll see him more. He usually shows up once or twice every year. He comes by the field, and when he was still playing, he'd come by here and work out with us. And it was funny. He'd come in here, and the players wanted to talk to him, how you throw your changeup, how you grip your changeup. He'd bring a couple of his kids with us. He'd hand his kids off to one of our players, and he said, "Guys, give me an hour, and I'll get back at you." And he came out here and got his work done. And that's just the way he is. He had it all in perspective. It wasn't an accident that he got his 601 saves. It wasn't an accident that he's the best reliever to ever play in the game. It's not an accident that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And it's good for these kids to see. For a guy that comes out here, used to come out here in January about this time, he'd come in here, get his running done, get his work in, everything that I try to instill in these guys, and they'd see a big leaguer that's going to be a Hall of Famer do that. It was a pretty neat thing.
Do you think that experience helped him kind of in the mentorship roles that we've seen, at the end there in Milwaukee?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Everybody wanted him in the clubhouse. And I think there would have been people that would have been interested in him just to have him around, that influence around the pitching staff. There's no doubt that that's what he did for Milwaukee. The other thing is, when I talked to him at the end of the year, he couldn't say enough nice things about the Milwaukee Brewers for allowing him to go out and get those last 6-7 saves. He said, "I had lost my role. I wasn't getting outs at that time. And for those guys to do what they did for me, to go out and get that 600 and 601 saves," he goes, he understood that and is so appreciative of the Milwaukee Brewers for letting him do that. Because he said, I wasn't getting it done, and they still gave me the opportunities. So it's one of the neat stories of the game of baseball.
Scott, thank you for the time today. I know you got to practice ready to roll here. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.